Well, hi, everybody. It's Jeff Hopper, and I am sitting here on one end of a Zoom conversation with a man named Dennis Darville. And I'm in California, and Dennis is on the other side of the country entirely. Dennis is our brand new Southeast Region Director with Lynx Players. And I just want to spend a little bit of time talking to him to introduce him to you. So, welcome, Dennis.
Good to see you, Jeff.
Yeah. And let's start with kind of one of those basic things. Tell me a little bit about your family, your wife, and your kids and grandkids.
Yeah, yeah, great family. Lee and I've been married 40 years. We had two precious children, Joanna and Jonathan. Joanna married Joe 15 years ago and given me two grandchildren, JP and Rosie. And then Jonathan's married to Jillian and still waiting on grandbabies from that side. Had a great family. I've been really blessed. All my children and my son-in-law and daughter-in-law are in Christ.
Mm.
God's grace has come and captured their hearts, and so the Lord's been very kind to us.
That's wonderful. Yeah, great, great. Well, I know that you have a long history in the faith, especially with our president, Jeff Cranford, and the two of you have spent some time together preparing for what might happen in the Southeast. But part of the reason that he's excited about you being with us, I'm excited. You were a member of our national board, but that's because you have experience both on the golf side and the God side, we'll say, and that's two things we bring together here at Lynx Players. So tell us a little bit about your background as a minister and as someone who's also been involved with the golf industry.
Yeah, a million years ago when dinosaurs roamed the earth, when I was a young man, I was a campus minister. Leanne and I were at UNC, Rice University, University of Houston, University of Georgia. That's where I met Leanne. So 12 years reaching young college students for Christ. It was a great decade. That's actually where I met Jeff. Jeff was this stud golfer at Rice University, and we got to be close friends many moons ago, and it remained so through all these years. But after being a campus minister, I found myself transitioning career-wise. I had played college golf as a young man, and so after leaving campus ministry, I went into the golf business, and I had the privilege of being in management with Ashworth and Ping and Greg Norman. And I spent 12 years out there running golf companies. And it was just a joy, played all over the place and worked hard and got to be a part of really powerful golf companies. But then right after 9/11, so roughly 20 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was on a trip with a rep, and we were in Pittsburgh, and that second plane hit the tower, and we got in our car and drove back to North Carolina. And it's just clear as a bell that I would not spend the rest of my life building golf companies. It was a wonderful 12 years and enjoyed immensely, but felt like the Lord was redeploying me, rerouting me. Ended up going to seminary, ended up being a vice president at a seminary for 11 years, training young men in the gospel, and that was great. And then I've spent the last 10 years as a senior pastor of a handful of churches. And so, like you say, I've had both the God thing and the golf thing.
Yeah.
And those two great things.
Yeah, well, they certainly come together well for us, even though sometimes people think they don't belong together. But
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit. You and Jeff have had conversations about what might happen in the Southeast. Tell me first of all, how big is the Southeast in terms of a region for Lynx Players? And then, what are some
Southeast
ideas?
geographically? Florida to Virginia over to Mississippi Gulf Coast, where I was born and raised. Southeast is geographically large. It is rich in golf history and heritage, magnificent country clubs and public courses and resorts. And it's also rich in its biblical heritage.
Sure.
The buckle or the Bible Belt, it's often been known. And so One of the things that I'm very excited about the future and been partnering with you and Jeff at Lynx is that just precisely what you just said. Many times people think serving Christ, playing golf are antithetical or somehow they're incompatible. When in point of fact, Lynx has proven that golf can be one of the greatest platforms ever for reaching men and women for Christ, and then reaching those who know Christ and helping them grow in their faith. So it's a big old world out there, and I'm looking forward to jumping right in the middle of it.
Yeah, cool. Well, we are glad to have you on board. So
Thank
we're going to put Dennis's information here on the screen. And if you are in the Southeast and want to start a fellowship, or you've been involved in a fellowship and want to introduce yourself to Dennis, you want to help taking your fellowship to the next level, Dennis is your guy. And so, Dennis, where are you going to be?
Yeah, right now we just sold our home. This is a big move for us. We're excited about it. It's exhilarating. We're in North Carolina at the moment, about an hour east of Raleigh, but we're moving to just north of Atlanta. So I'll be based in Atlanta, easy access to the airport, et cetera. And so I'll be able to get around. And let me just hasten to add, I really do look forward for all the fellowship leaders. This is one of our biggest goals. Our daily devotionals are enormous now. I forget what the number is. It's really widespread, but we're really committed to growing our fellowships at clubs and at municipal courses, et cetera, et cetera. So if I can help you in any way, don't hesitate. Email me, call me, and I'll do everything I can to serve you.
Awesome. Well, that's what all our region directors do, and that's why we're excited to have Dennis available to you all to do the same thing in the Southeast. So thanks, Dennis. Glad you're on board. Excited
Thanks, brother.
about what's to come. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Cool.